Welcome to another video. If you're new to the channel, I'm a top author on the TradingView platform, as well as running an educational company and swing trading full-time with my students. In this video, we will be making a full breakdown on NZDCHF, seeing how we can capitalize on the next moves in the market, and we will also reviewing some old positions that we took with students, seeing how you can actually develop your own strategy that is based on multi-timeframe analysis, order flow, and how to take high risk to reward setups with it. So without further ado, let's get straight in the video, and I suggest you to watch it until the end because it will be very educational. Okay, so let's speak about NZDCHF. Let's first speak about the setup that we took on it with students last week, giving you many insights on how you're supposed to be approaching your trading, and then we will be making a full analysis on it, seeing what we can expect next for this pair and how we can capitalize on it. So let's start from the setup that we took. Now, when it comes to taking trades, okay, there are three main factors. Where I'm taking the direction, how am I taking the direction on the pair? The second very important concept and step is how will I actually take the trade. I need rules to take the trades. The third step is risk management. How much I'm going to risk on the position and how to manage the risk. So when to go break even, etc. That is all part of the strategy that you're applying. Now, when it comes to our strategy, we take the direction from the monthly, weekly, and daily time frames. So when we were looking at the setup, this was the situation on the market, okay? The market had created a nice impulse here, followed by this complex correction. And what is a complex correction? This is a simple correction, okay? The market makes an impulse and makes a simple correction. A complex correction is the market does something like this, okay? Complex correction, more waves inside of the correction. And what we can expect? We could expect the next impulse to the downside. However, there's one key concept that we have to speak about here. If we zoom in and see what was going on with the price action here from a daily perspective, what we could see is that we had this kind of price action. The market went up, down, back up. This movement to the upside was actually a break of structure. Now, how can we know if this was a break of structure? Well, there's a simple trick to do that. Simply go on a line chart. If you go on a line chart, you will quickly realize that the market had broke above this structure level here, retested it, and then broke back to the downside, right? And what happens when you have a fake breakout of a level? We spoke about this many times, right? The market hits a level, fake breakout above, the market retests it, break back below. What do you expect? Retest and then continuation to the downside, right? So what did we expect here? Retest and continuation to the downside. So what we were doing from a daily perspective, we were with students monitoring price action on the 4-hour time frame inside of this region, waiting for the market to provide to us one of our valid entries to take this nice short to the downside. Now, the very good thing about our strategy is that it's based on pending orders. So when I say monitoring price action, I simply mean that we were waiting. So when I say that we were monitoring price action on the 4-hour time frame, what I mean is that we were just looking at the chart every 4 hours to see if our rules were actually satisfied to place our pending orders. So either a buy limit or a sell limit. In this case, a sell limit. So what was the situation from a COT perspective? So what hedge funds were actually doing on the NZD and on the CHF? Now, from an NZD perspective, what we could see is that we were at positive net positions, but they had already started to shift back to negative. So we could expect more weakness in the NZD. In fact, what was happening is that overall banks were adding more shorts on the NZD. So definitely we could expect a push to the downside, and they were already closing some longs. We could see here that they closed almost 5.5K longs. And if we go and see what was going on from a CHF perspective, what we could see is that overall CHF was getting stronger, right? We were all the way down at minus 22K net positions, increasing all the way up to almost 5K, and then still positive. We were way down, and now we went all the way up, mostly given by shorts closing. So a little bit strength of the CHF, weakness of NZDCHF, we could expect a push to the downside. That is why it's always important to also check what hedge funds are actually doing on a pair. Now, when it comes to our entry on the 4-hour time frame. Now, on the 4-hour time frame, our rules for entry were satisfied at this level. Now, there are many reasons for which we took the entry exactly here. Now, I obviously can't tell you all the reasons, okay? I already told you one of the concepts, basically that this level was a clear structure level, but that is obviously not enough, right? There are clear rules that we follow with students, and obviously I can't share with you because that is part of the mentorship program. But what I can tell you is that that was a clear structure level from a daily perspective, because it's a key, simple and key concept, just very basic concept, and previous support turn resistance here. Those are two basic concepts that I can tell you. Obviously, all the other rules I can't tell you. And the market went exactly to fill in our order and then just continue to the downside, giving us a pretty nice risk to reward 123.8. Then what happened? The market continued melting. However, was a mistake to close the trade here? Now, obviously, I kept a minor position, but was it a mistake to close the trade here or most of the trade here? No, it wasn't a mistake. Now, in this particular case, the market kept melting, but it means nothing. Your job is to basically be able to capitalize on the moves according to the rules of your strategy. If you have tested that exiting at a certain level most of the times is the best choice because it gives you the best returns in the long term, then that is what you're supposed to be doing, no matter if sometimes the market just continues to melt and it seems you actually missed out on some profits. In this case, I did, but normally, I mean, the market will reverse from this area, and if you don't exit, you will lose all the profits. Basically, you will give them back to the market. So in this case, yes, the market just kept melting to the downside. So it seems that we actually missed a big push to the downside, but most of the times, this is the best choice, and that is why we continue to just apply the rules that we know that they work in the long term. Now, let's speak about what is the situation at the moment and how we can basically look for a possible position on NZDCHF to capitalize on the move, on the next move that the market could create. Now, from a daily perspective, there is one thing that we can clearly see. The market created all of this impulse to the downside without giving any kind of retracement. So the market, let's just follow what the market did here. Impulse to the downside, minor move up, break back down. So at the moment, the market created a structure level here, right? Which is this level here, which is previous support here. Now to resistance, and the market has already tested it again here from a daily perspective, right? The market tested it and rejected to the downside. Now, just a quick reminder, make sure you comment below and you let me know which pairs or tutorials you would like me to cover in the next video. Usually, when a market is overextended and starts to create this pattern, what will happen is the market will break back above, retest, and continuation to the upside. For example, just to give you an example, BTCUSD lately just created exactly this candle, right? That is exactly what BTCUSD created here. Let me show you basically this exact same pattern in show here on Bitcoin. Look at what happened, okay? The market went down, right? The market went down from here. We wanted to see, by the way, on BTCUSD, we wanted to see this push to the downside. The market has been moving very, very cleanly. After this information, we wanted to see the retracement. We spoke about it on TradingView. The retracement came. Then we wanted to see the next impulse to the downside. The impulse to the downside came. Then we wanted to see the retracement, and the retracement came. Then we wanted to see the next impulse, and the impulse came. Everything just insanely smooth. And what is happening now? Now the market created exactly the same situation that we have on NZDCHF. Look what happened next. The market broke back above, retested the area, and continuation to the upside. So that is exactly what could basically bring for us an opportunity on NZDCHF, right? Because if the market now from a daily perspective will do something like that, so break back above, retest, then what we can expect? We can expect the market to make a push to the upside for the same concept that we spoke about here. Fake breakout, break back below, retest, continuation. Fake breakout, break back above, retest, continuation, right? So when it comes to COT data, so what hedge funds are actually doing on the NZD at the moment, they have still some pretty massive short positions, okay? They have still been adding some shorts, but they started to add some longs, 1.5K with the last report, bringing the longs at 18.9K and the shorts at 34.3K shorts. So massive shorts that at some point should be closed, okay? They need to take their profits, meaning that we could see a push to the upside given by shorts closing on the NZD. And from a CHF perspective, CHF is starting to get weaker. We were at 5K net positions, we're now back at 600, possibly shifting to negative with the next report, because hedge funds have started to add some proper shorts. And when CHF gets weak because hedge funds are adding shorts, NZDCHF is supposed to make a push to the upside. So overall, what we have to do now, as usual, we have to be reactive in the market and not predictive. So if the market will break this area back to the upside, and if the market will go back down and retest the area as it should be, then what we will be doing with students, we will be monitoring price action on the 4-hour time frame inside of this region. If the market will provide to us one of our valid entries inside of this area, then we will be looking for a nice long position with a good risk to reward and good probabilities for a nice push to the upside. And as you know, trading is all about probabilities and risk to reward. Now, when it comes to overall upside target, we can take that from the weekly perspective, because from the weekly, what do we know? What is the first resistance level that the market will encounter? Is this low here, right? So if the market will make it back to this low here, sorry, I didn't show it on lower time frames. Let's change the visibility. So if the market will make a push to the upside back to this daily level, then we can definitely be looking for taking our profits here, since we have the first resistance level that is from a weekly perspective. So overall, we want to see the market make a push to this area, but as usual, we have to be reactive and not predictive. So only if the market will make this fake breakout and close back above from a daily perspective and go and retest the area and create one of our valid entries, then we will be taking our long. So if then is a very, very powerful way to be structuring your trading plan. And that is what you should be doing with your own trading and strategies. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you smash the like button and comment below. It really does support the creation of more trade analysis and education for all of you, as well as going and checking out the mentorship program by clicking on the link below, because it's a very complete program. You first get all the rules of my strategies and then you trade them live with me. Each and every day I give you a new daily market breakdown showing you how you can actually capitalize on the next move in the market using our strategies. So the entry, stop, take profit, and as well, basically you get me answering every question that you have each and every day, including the weekends. So without further ado, I invite you to go and check it out, or go and check out the next video.